Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Today I have one question. A plane whose speed in still air is 500 km per hour flies from point A to a point B 1560 km due north of A. Because of the action of constant wind, the plane must head in direction whose bearing is 9 degree. Given that flight takes 3 hours, show that speed of the wind is approximately 82.5 km per hour. My dear students, uh, whenever you have this type of question, always try to draw the diagram in your paper. First of all, draw the directions, as you are used to draw north, east and west. And then similarly, uh, this formula is very helpful. Velocity of any object is equal to velocity of that object with respect to water or wind, whatever, plus velocity of the wind or the water. So when you write this formula, then make common sense and follow head and tail rules to join these velocities. As in the given question, uh, you see that plane want to move from A to B in still air. Actually, the he gave us the distance 1560 kilometer from A to B, but he also told us the time. So if you divide this 1560 by 3, you will get 520. This is now speed, velocity in kilometer per hour, and velocity of the wind is also given there. As I told you, you must follow the formula which I told you. First you have to write velocity of the plane with respect to wind, and then with the head of this join the velocity of the wind, this, and this way via A to C, then from C to B it reaches B. So actually in this question he is asking you to find the velocity of the wind. Now you have drawn this triangle. This is velocity and this is velocity, and now you can find the velocity. Always remember, whenever you use sine rule or cosine rule, whatever, your quantities must be in same dimension. Same dimension mean if one quantity is in velocity, then other should also be in velocity. Means this is in kilometer per hour, this is in kilometer hour form. So by using cosine rules, because two sides and included angle is given, you can easily calculate the velocity 82.5 kilometer per hour. In the next part of this, he is saying find the bearing of the direction from which wind is blowing. Actually he is reached there, and this direction mean he moving from this direction to this is the direction of the velocity. So as you already have this triangle, you can easily calculate this angle, because you have already three lengths and everything is given. You can easily use sine rule or cosine rule to calculate this angle. If you subtract this angle from 180, because bearing mean angle starting from north this way, so if you subtract this angle from 180, you will have this angle, and this is the bearing, and he calculated here 108.5 degree. This is the bearing of the wind. Similarly, on another occasion, he is saying on another occasion, the wind whose speed is now 90 kilometers blowed from direction whose bearing is 120 kilometer. A second plane whose speed in still air is 375 kilometer flies from A point to C, which is due east of A. Given that this flight also takes 3 hours, find the distance AC. For this question, as I told you, always follow the same formula. Velocity of the plane is equal to velocity of plane with respect to wind plus velocity of the wind. And from this, actually now the plane wants to go from A to C. The data for this part is changed. Now velocity of the plane is 375 kilometer per hour, and velocity of the wind is now 90 kilometer per hour from 120 degree bearing. Actually he want to reach there, so actual the path would be this, but actually wind is there, so first he will go to this, because we have to plot this diagram with respect to head and tail rule. As I told you, first plane to wind, actually this is the actual direction, this is the actual direction, this is the actual direction, but wind would not let it go directly from A to C. So first he will go from A to this direction, and then wind will take it back to its original its actual target C. So this is 375 kilometer per hour, and this is 90 kilometer per hour. And now, he told us that this is east, so this angle is 90 degree, and as this is bearing, and this angle is 60 degree, so you have this 90 plus 60, 150 degree angle, and this length is given, this length is given. If we consider these velocities as lengths and one of the angle, by using sine rule you can easily calculate this length. But when you will calculate this length, this would also be in kilometer per hour, but he is asking you to calculate the distance. So end of the day, when you will calculate the velocity, you will multiply that velocity with given 3 hours time. This way you will have found the distance traveled from A to C. In short words, always use my formula. V plane is equal to V plane with respect to wind plus velocity of the wind. By using this formula and drawing the triangle or shape with respect to this, you can easily calculate whatever the missing is. Thank you.